This is the Coin It Podcast, sponsored by coincosmo.com.
So like if someone really is interested in wants to be active and aggressive and starting a collection of patterns, like if you had to start from scratch, I mean, what would you do? How would you approach it?
It depends. First, I ask what they collect normally, what they're interested in. For example, if you're a person that collects Morgan dollars, you might, and that's your niche. I would probably tell you to go collect some Morgan dollar patterns, or the patterns that were the precursors to the Morgan dollar.
Right.
Get a Judd 1550, which is basically, it looks like a Morgan dollar. The reverse, instead of having the nice olive branch, has a leaf, a 3-leaf branch on it, so it just has a slightly different reverse. Those are nice additions to that set. You want to get some copper die trials and things, fine. If you want to get some patterns around there that are, that you find neat, fine. But that's usually what I tell people to do. I find out what you like and just add a couple of patterns to it. If you're a Liberty nickel collector, get some of the 1882 and 1883 patterns to add to it.
Right.
You can get nice ones. Those are a little more affordable too. You can get a nice proof 64, 65 for a few $1,000s. If you want to go a little fancier, the aluminum ones are rare and they may cost you a little more, but you can add that too. But that's how the nicest way to collect. It's hard to collect. The pattern section itself is too broad for most people to collect. You have and some things you can never complete. So there's no unless you
there's no point.
So you try to get, if you like the Amazonians, fine, but you need a big pocket for that. If you like 1877 halves and you want to collect a set of those, you need a good pocket to collect that. The wallets, they're going to cost you money, especially now after the sale. The prices, it's funny, the prices in the first Simpson sale, like those, were much lower than the last ones.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, if you had a smaller budget, like what patterns would you go after then? Is there still opportunities even for a smaller budget in the pattern market?
Yeah, you have the most affordable ones are there are common, like I said, you can get Indian cent patterns. The ones that most of them look like an 1858, make a nice run. Mm-hmm. Again, they're nice to add to your collection. If you're collecting, Indian cents or even Flying Eagle cents, that's a nice little short one. Where you can collect, from 1856 days. You only have 3 years to collect, but there's 1854 and 1855 Flying Eagle patterns that are the size of a large cent that are neat that, you to add to them. That's really how I tell people to collect, to do things like that. It's very hard to collect, because of the breadth of everything in either way. Like Wayne Wilcox collected nickel and hand die patterns, mostly nickel patterns, and since he passed, Julian Lee's been selling them, privately. But the point is, it's so hard to make a complete set. It's virtually impossible.
Yeah.
Some of them are so rare. It's just very difficult.
That's it.
So you have to find I tell people to collect like a typeset. You can collect. Like if you like those seeded long acres, because there are a lot of like Liberty seeded collectors, and some people like the 1870 Barber seeded coins, and they like the
those are really
1871 nice. Long acres. You can make a nice set of those. Get it, make it tight. You can make it. If you like the long acres, you can get it with or without stars, with the standard back, which is just a wreath back and an eagle. You can create a 4-piece typeset like that. It's going to cost you a little money, but it makes for a nice little set. If you like the Golloid dollars from 1878 to 1880, you can make a nice set of those. But again, the prices are starting to get prohibitive in that. It's very hard for like a person who collects proof sets, for example, or something, modern stuff, to do that.
Oh no,
the prices are prohibitive.
Right.
I mean, you can try to buy circulated patterns. So that's very hard. Because some patterns did manage to circulate. That's always neat. Mm-hmm. But there are what I call short sets that you can buy, or try to make for completeness. If you like a specific design, you can try to get that. It's hard to do other things like, when Roy Lauder was collecting colonial stuff, things, she had a nice run of Indian cent die trials in aluminum. And so did Simpson now. Since then, but to make a set like that's so hard.
Yeah.
Some of those only 1 or 2 known of, so you don't get the opportunity.
Would you say one of the easier ones is like to do, collect some of the patterns that the mint actually sold?
Well, that's most of those they sold 1873 trade dollars. They sold, those standard silver sets for $9. and things like that. But they're hard to collect. But there's some of them, you have a chance to make a nice run of them. A lot of people have done that.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of them. 1870 produced a lot of patterns between that and the off metals. Right. They come reeded edges and plain edges, but you can make it. We certainly can make a nice set of them. If you like coins that there are certain things that you collect. Like I have a lot for the seeded coinage. For the 18th, I have a lot of. I collect them in aluminum for the most part.